Hi, my name is Stevie and I like to write songs. This is episode 2 of making a Black Sabbath style song from scratch. If you want to see this series from the start, the link will be in the description. We made a good start last week, so let's see if we can write a chorus this week. Let's go. There has been recent news that Ozzy is retiring from touring. This is sad news indeed for me, but as a fan of his entire musical output, all I can do is celebrate what a wonderful career Ozzy has had over the years. Of course, he started in Black Sabbath, and then when he left Black Sabbath, his solo career introduced me to guitar players who I've followed and admired for most of my life. Randy Rhoads, Jakey Lee, Zakk Wylde. And of course, if he had never left Black Sabbath, we never would have got to hear Ronnie James Dio singing for Black Sabbath. So what a wonderful back catalogue of music is in Ozzy Osbourne's legacy. We love you, man. Let's start by having a listen to where we are so far. Okay, cool. There's a couple of wee things that I would like to fix. There's a few mistakes, for starters. When I copied the guitars back to place the last day, I missed this. So it made the guitar sound like they were scrappy. So far tidier. Now the second thing is that when everything stops, I don't think the bass should stop there. I think the bass should carry on and add some extra texture to those tom patterns. So let's see if we can come up with something quickly to just give the bass the texture it needs for there. So I've cut out the section of bass guitar that I want to replace, and I'm going to try a couple of different things here. I like that one. Let's just do that. Okay, cool. So when we come out of the second verse, we put in this placeholder riff. And this ended on the chromatic rundown. Now, I had two different ideas for the chorus. One was this one where we do the chromatic rundown and we go into a chorus in E, and the other one was that we treat the flat 5 in this riff as if it's the third in G minor. So it gives us a very clean modulation into G minor. Now, I want to try that one first and see what a G minor chorus would sound like. So let's do that. Let's first of all move this riff into the distance so that we've got plenty of room to try out our new chorus ideas, because we'll not need it if we're modulating to G minor. So what we're currently on is this E minor riff. As I explained last week, that can modulate us nicely into G minor. And I had an idea for a bass riff, which I'm going to use as the texture for the chorus. So if we go... and maybe after that put on little bass runs. And then take the bass down. And this is the flat 5 of G minor. And then we can do sort of a destructive thing that brings us back into E again. I'll try and assemble that. Probably the guitars will do the same, play in unison with these. And then let the bass stand out on its own or its little runs. And a straightforward drum beat. I think we'll try that because I've got a vocal melody for it, and we can see if we can write some lyrics for it and see if it works as our chorus. So I thought that the chorus should be some kind of call to action. We're talking about the problems in society, about this 1%, the Illuminati taking all the money and leaving us with nothing but trouble and hard work. I was also very influenced by Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. No one will ever let you know when you ask the questions why. They just tell you that you're on your own, fill your head off full of lies. So sort of rip that off a tiny bit. Never ever in the depths of time have you ever asked why. If we are many and they are few, with strength in numbers we could fly. The chord sequence at the end that's going up in minor thirds until it reaches the tritone, we could do a high note on fly, and that might sound cool. Apart from that, there's not a lot to say about it. Very simple lyrics and very much influenced by Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. So let's see what it sounds like. Right, let's have a listen to that coming out of the verses and see what it sounds like. With no remorse, now all resources come in near. Never ever in the depths of time have we ever asked why. We are many and they are few. The strength of numbers we could fly. Right. It sounds okay. I'm happy enough with it. But at the end there, at that at that bit, I really hear a guitar solo coming in, which might hint to me that maybe this should be the middle eight or bridge rather than the chorus. So with that in mind, I'm not going to toss this aside. I'm going to keep it, and I'm also going to try and write another alternative chorus and see which one I think should be the chorus. And if the new one sounds better as a chorus, then we'll keep that and use this as the middle eight. I think quite often when it comes to composing music, it's not just the things that you compose that are important, it's the context in which they're in. A half-time guitar riff might sound boring on its own, but if it came after a really frantic heavy bit, it might sound like the best thing you've ever heard. So it's not just the things that you do, it's exactly when you do them in the song, and it's exactly the context that they exist in. So that's the important thing. Maybe this chorus that we've just written sounds a bit of a letdown because it's the chorus of the song and it should be a heightened part of the song. Maybe this slow, easygoing vibe that we have in this part might actually be a welcome change by the time we get to the middle eight. So context is everything. So let's move this away up out of the way for now and take this back because this is our placeholder riff that leads into the E minor. And we'll see if we can come up with a chorus based on coming out of this riff. Let's see if we can write something. So I went out to have a coffee and I think. And no sooner had the coffee touched my lips when I had an idea. When we watch about this cost of living crisis on the news, sometimes they make comparisons to the 1970s and all the strikes that happened in the UK. And that period of time was called the Winter of Discontent. And I thought, the Winter of Discontent. That's so Black Sabbath-y. That's cool. But it sort of didn't have the ring to it that I was hoping for. So I did my usual trick. I looked up each of the words in a thesaurus, and I've changed winter to season, and I've changed discontent to damnation, and I get the season of damnation. Now I was thinking chorus could lead up to this phrase, because this is the phrase of the song. This is the title of the song now, I feel. So a few lines, and then the season of damnation, and then that repeats a few times before the main riff drops again, and then we're back round in our cycle. But sometimes, just like what we're doing with the original chorus, it wasn't strong enough. The Winter of our Discontent wasn't strong enough on its own, but we could use that as an alternative. When we start repeating the season of damnation, then sometimes we could say the Winter of our Discontent, the season of damnation. So I think I've got a good idea for the chorus, and I'm more excited about this idea than I was about the last one. Let's start trying to assemble this chorus. We're thinking about the 1970s, and it's like straight away I sort of thought it's history repeating itself, and now the past comes back to haunt us. Words that I think I would like to use is fallout and blackout. We could go the blackout of our history. It's like we're being gaslit into believing that this is all new and all beyond our control, but it's a cycle that we see the government putting us through all the time. Blackout of our history. The fallout from our memories. And now the past comes back to haunt us, the fallout from our memories, the blackout of our history. And now the past comes back to haunt us, the fallout from our memories, the blackout of our history, the season of damnation, the winter of our discontent. I'm liking it better. This is going to be a better chorus. I just feel it in my bones. Let's get some music for this. Right, so I think I've got a vocal melody for it. I'm just playing basic chords at the minute. These chords, and we'll see. And now the past comes back to haunt us, the fallout from those memories, the blackout of our history, the season of damnation, the season of damnation, the winter of our discontent. Something like that. Maybe the guitarist could go. Oh, the riff from the very start of the song, we could bring that back. Yes! Yes, that's it. Right, let's get that going quickly because I love it. Okay, so I put the riff there at the end of the chorus as a little placeholder so that I would have something to sing into at the end of the chorus. But I think in general, the obvious thing would be for the verse to go again and the chorus again. So I think we're almost certain now at this stage that this is the chorus of the song, and the other part that we did will be the middle eight. I'm sort of wondering about whether we should go into this riff again before the chorus. I was wondering if maybe we could just go... Let me try that. If I just copy this, and then at the end of the chorus, see if this leads up, what it sounds like. Yeah, that might work. Remember, in this verse, we have to rewrite the bass riff, and we have to write lyrics, and we come back into the chorus. And now the past is back to haunt us in our damnation. Maybe a short guitar solo here. And that leads into the middle eight. Let's pull that middle eight back. Whoa, we're making progress here today. Nice. And then at the end of that section, and the main guitar solo comes in. So we'll leave all the guitar solo parts until next week because we've got more stuff to do now. We have to write our third verse, which goes here, and we have to write the bass riff for the third verse. I'll leave the bass riff until after I finish writing the lyrics because I want to do a wee bit of word painting again with the bass, maybe react to some of the lyrics that we write. So let's get these lyrics written. One of the things that really irritates me about these people that are in power is that they write the laws themselves so that whenever something comes up that's unethical, they say, oh, well, it wasn't against the law. You go, yeah, because you wrote the law. I mean, I find it very infuriating that if I was to make a mistake in my taxes, I would be fined and possibly go to jail. But they do horrendous criminal things with their taxes and with their money, and it's not illegal. So I want to write the third verse about how they make the laws that set the game. So we could use certain metaphors like they tip the scales, they grease the rails. This is following the rhyming scheme that we've already set up. If we look at the first ones, we have short little lines. The 1% stir up consent, constructing fear, they engineer. And while we bleed, they need to feed. With no remorse, now all resources. So there's a little quick rhyme that happens, and that one just came into my head straight away. So they tip the scales, they grease the rails to stay in power. Right, so that's our first line. Let's make some room here. As I was typing it, I thought disempower was better. They tip the scales and grease the rails to disempower. They write the laws. So we need a rhyme for disempower, and we need a rhyme for laws. Devour is a good one. Within their jaws, they will devour. Cool. I said last week when I was talking about it that they're the people who own all the resources. Started going back to that again, that they own everything. They own the land, they own the air, they own the water. That's a nice line. I like that. There's something nice about water. There's something about the future generation, sons and daughters. Rhymes is a near rhyme with water. They've mortgaged out our sons and daughters because they're passing all the debt on to the next generation. They've leased our lives and mortgaged out our sons and daughters. They tip the scales and grease the rails to disempower. They write the laws within their jaws they will devour. They own the land, they own the air, they own the water. They've leased our lives and mortgaged out our sons and daughters. We've lost the rhyming scheme a wee bit towards the end, but there's a drive to it. I like it. I think we've got it. So the only things left to do for today's session would be record these vocals and record the new bass line for verse 3. And then I think we have most of the back broke of the song. Let's go.
They tip the scales and grease the rails to disempower. They write the laws within their jaws they will devour. They own the land, they own the air, they own the water. They've leased our lives and mortgaged our sons and daughters. And now the past is back.
Let's have a stab at another bassline variation for the third verse.
They tip the scales and grease the rails to disempower. They write the laws within their jaws they will devour. They own the land, they own the air, they own the water. They've leased our lives and mortgaged our sons and daughters. And now the pay.
Yeah, that's it. I do believe we have everything that I planned to do today done, with the exception that I didn't plan to write 2 choruses. Isn't it sort of funny how I spent most of the night writing something that I thought would be a suitable chorus for the song, and as soon as I recorded it, it was abandoned straight away in favour of being a middle 8, and then I wrote a new chorus that was even better. It's funny how the creative process works. So I think it's just guitar solo stuff left in this song, which we'll do next week. In the meantime, let's have a listen to where we are right now and hear the full song. Oh, I forgot about that bass. That's far better. I really love that the chorus now uses this section. It's almost like this section is foreshadowing the chorus, and it was completely by accident.
And while we bleed, they need to feed from sweat and tears. With no remorse, now all resources come in near.
chorus. Probably just say Season of Damnation there and leave it for the second chorus.
They tip the scales and grease the rails to disempower. They write the laws within their jaws, they will devour. They own the land, they own the air, they own the water. They've leased our lives and mortgaged our sons and daughters. And now the past is back to haunt us. The fallout from those memories, the blackout of our history, the season of damnation, the winter of our discontent, the season of damnation. Never ever in the depths of time have we ever asked why.
See, that sounds perfect now as a middle eight.
We are many and they are few. The simple numbers we could find.
And then the guitar solo. Okay, pretty cool. Yep, I'm really happy with it so far. Right, so the song is definitely taking shape now. I'm really starting to enjoy it. Next week we'll be doing guitar solos. We'll be looking at how Tony Iommi likes to construct his guitar solos, some of the little habits that he has in his guitar playing, and the way he writes solos. And that'll probably finish up the song. So it'll be a 3-part series. Guys, let me know your thoughts. Does it summon up the spirit of Black Sabbath? Have I gone completely wrong? Where have I gone wrong? Let me know. The thing about being a songwriter is that it's a lifelong pursuit of trying to improve and trying to get better and more efficient at how you do it. So any input that I have from you guys, any things that I haven't thought of and that I maybe should incorporate and try, then I'm really, really keen to find out. Anyway, I hope you guys are finding this interesting and enjoyable and informative and useful. And if you are, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share the video around. Give me some comments, give me some input and feedback. I really enjoy that. Thank you guys so much for following my progress. It means a lot to me. You guys rock.